Hello, dear participants. Do you have any query?
Yeah. Can you start?
No, sir. No, not yet.
From the audience? Yeah, I'm here. Maybe next 5-7 minutes we can take questions. Yes.
Hello,
Yes, sir.
am I audible?
Yes,
Hello,
sir.
sir.
Ma'am, good
evening.
evening, Dr. Mukherjee.
Yes, good evening, sir. Good evening. Yes, you are audible, sir.
Okay, ma'am. So I will request all the participants to switch on your video, please.
We will start, sir, at 5 after Bakshi sir join.
Sure, ma'am. Sure.
And we'll see the participation as well. अगर जरूरत पड़ी तो 2-3 मिनट wait कर
Sure,
लेंगे.
sure. At present, it seems only 32 of them have joined.
Yes, sir.
It is a batch of 200 and hardly 10 to 15%.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. In between, अगर कोई participants की query है, if they have any question, they can ask.
All the participants, you can ask any question if you do have any. Actually, since the last means session, I have seen that first session participants, they are getting means impatient about the certificate. Our main target is not to receive a certificate, right? It is such a great thing. It is a part and parcel of our life now. So today also we'll be going through very two important topic on skill development. And nowadays education means without research, without skill, it is of no use. So I have seen in the group participants, they are behind certificate. So I will request you will get the certificate. They are preparing. They have sent the coordinator certificate and organizational certificate. I hope, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Participants, please, turn off your mic. Please mute your mic. Participants are
Good evening, Bakshi sir. सर को मुझे लगता है ऑडिबल नहीं हो रहा.
जी, sir, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. No.
Good evening, sir. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you? All fine?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's wait for a few
Yes,
minutes.
sir. Yes,
Sure,
yes
sure.
sir.
But can join.
I have kept all the participants on mute. So please. Yes, sir. कौशिक सर आप अपने आप को अनम्यूट कर लीजिए. Yes.
Only 47 participants out of 200 have joined. So all the faculty members are requested to please be available. Then only we can encourage our students to be in class, right?
Yes, sir. We can wait for 2-3 minutes, sir.
Sure,
ताकि
sir.
participants join
Sure.
कर लें. Then we will start. Sir, should we start? I think
We
we
can
should.
start now, I think.
Yes. Sir, over to you, sir.
Good evening, sir. This is
Good
Dr.
evening.
Mukherjee again. And
Oh.
again, we are back after 2 days of break. Today is the 5th day, first session. We will be hearing from our eminent speaker on skill development today. And before that, I welcome Professor A.K. Bakshi, sir, on the e-platform, sir. And now a bit about him. Professor A.K. Bakshi, sir, is the...
Sir, you have to share the PPT, sir. You have to read the slides.
Okay.
But quickly, sir.
Okay, sure. I hope it is visible.
No, sir, you're not supposed to read the profile of sir. You are supposed. चलो कोई बात नहीं सर आप ऐसे ही अब शुरू करवा दो.
Okay, ma'am. We welcome you on the first session, 5th day on skill development. And Professor A.K. Bakshi, sir, the founder, Vice Chancellor of PDM University, Bahadurgarh, former Vice Chancellor of UPR TOU Allahabad, former Executive Director of Tertiary Education Commission, Mauritius, which is equivalent to our UGC Chairman, sir. And he has got immense number of research paper and book in his name. And so I welcome you, sir, on today's session on skill development, and a very good evening from the organizing team. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mukherjee, for your very kind words of introduction. Dr. Narendrajit Kaur and other members of the organizing team. And last but not the least, dear participants, it's a pleasure to be with you once again. And this time on another topic, which is assuming great importance in the 21st century, and that is the skill development. So, before I start my talk, may I request all the participants to keep their videos on? Please do that. And let me share my screen. So this is the title of my talk, From Competence to Excellence in Higher Education, the Vital Role of Skills in the 21st Century. So this is a talk which will focus on how skills can empower you to achieve excellence in higher education in the 21st century. And this talk is based on my conceptualization and vision. And the thinking behind this talk is this. We are starting from competence. With the help of skills, how can we achieve excellence? Now, competence is if you have the necessary knowledge, skills, and abilities to perform any task or any responsibility. See, you are all in the teaching profession. You meet all the minimum standards and expectation. That is why you are in this profession. So competent you are. But here you have to strive for excellence. And excellence will build on competence. What type of, performance or a higher level of performance or quality you can acquire with the help of skills, that we will talk about. Because, everybody is competent, but everybody may not be excellent. So here, the role of skills will be talked about. how you can improve as a teacher, how you can improve as a researcher. All those aspects will be covered in this talk. So this is the basically concept map of this talk. And I will talk about two aspects of excellence. One is how you can improve yourself to become a better teacher and a researcher. So that is one thing, self-improvement. And second is how you can produce students with a potential to excel in future. That is also our responsibility. Because when you do teaching, ultimate aim is to produce good students who can excel later on. And that comes under guiding and inspiring students. So that is empowerment of students. So both aspects will be covered in this talk. Self-improvement as well as empowerment of students. Self-improvement is always a challenge because as you grow older, it becomes very difficult to change. But still, if you put the right efforts, you can achieve that. I will start like this. This is the structure of the talk. This will be in two parts. First, I will talk in general about skills and 21st century education. And second will be how 21st century skills can help you for achieving excellence in higher education. So this is how this talk has been structured. And I will start from very, very basics. Again, please excuse me if I am beginning at a very, very fundamental level. So skills and 21st century education. See, what is a skill after all? Skill is the ability to do well, especially because of training, experience, or practice, etc. If you are able to do better and better with training or experience or through repetition, that is called skill. So, skill, depends upon practice, experience, etc. That is the reason why it is said repetition is the mother of skill. The more you practice in any skill, you become better. Therefore, the tip is you should practice the skills very regularly if you want to achieve, excellence in any skill. Then, you have to understand the difference between natural ability and skill. Ability may be natural or innate. That means you are born with that. While skill is a learned behavior. That means you learn through practice or repetition. For example, memory is not a skill. Memory is innate ability. You are born with memory. Everybody has memory. But ability to recall information is a skill. The more you practice, the better you become. Attention is your natural ability. But ability to stay focused is a skill. The more you practice, the better you become. And then, logic and reasoning is a natural ability. It is innate. But problem solving ability is a skill. So you can see a difference between the two, natural ability and skill. And this you have to keep it in mind. And then, there are soft skills, which are actually interpersonal skills. Soft skills are always in connection with other people. And soft skills relate to how you behave and work with people, how you communicate, how you collaborate, your leadership qualities all come under soft skills because they are in connection with other people. While hard skills will always be your technical expertise. They will focus on what you can do. For example, you may be MA or MSc and PhD. All these are technical expertise. You are hard skills. Based on that, you can do teaching or you can go to any other profession. Then there are certain vocational skills. They are also under the category of hard skills. Videography, you are very good at mobile repairing. That can land you in employment. All these are called vocational skills. So all vocational skills will be hard skills, but all hard skills will not be vocational skills. That you have to remember. Then now, I come to skills as a part of 21st century education. Now, this is more relevant for us. What I talked to you till now was just very basic, ABC. Now we will move to the next level. See, education is the process of facilitating learning. Any education ultimately helps you in the learning process. Education may be formal, non-formal, or informal. Ultimately, you learn. And learning is of three types. You learn knowledge, which comes in cognitive domain, where head is involved, thinking part. Or you learn skills, where hand or body are involved, doing, which come in psychomotor domain. See, for example, somebody is very good at playing any instrument. So it's a psychomotor skill. A doctor is very good at surgery. That's also a psychomotor skills. Hand and body are involved. Then comes your personality, which comes in affective domain, where heart or feelings are involved. So you can see learning has to be either of these three types: knowledge, skills, or personality. And in all of them, either head is involved, or hand is involved, or heart is involved. That is why below learning I have written 3H. And any education will lead to this. Even a child, when child is born, that child also slowly learns. So, although that's not a formal education, but throughout life you keep on learning. And ultimately, the goal of education, especially the formal education, are, as you can see, to produce good human being, responsible citizen, and a competent professional. So you can see, this slide is very important. This slide gives you the overall picture of education. Whether it is formal, non-formal, informal, it has to be like that. But in this, we are talking about formal education, the education which we impart in schools, colleges, or universities. And these three domains which I said, they are very important. This is the importance of these three domains: cognitive, affective, and psychomotor. Because education is not just about facts. It is about thinking, where cognitive domain is involved. It is about feeling, where affective domain is involved. And it is about doing, where psychomotor domain is involved. So these three domains ensure a complete approach to teaching and learning. Everything comes in these three domains. So this small thing, but you have to keep it in mind. Now, we are talking about formal education, and as we say, education is relevant and of quality only when it is able to serve the needs of the changing society. And the needs of the society are changing very fast. 21st century world is changing very, very fast, mainly because of technological advancements. And therefore, education will have to change. Now, the question could come now, in what way the needs of the society have changed? Yes, the most important change which is occurring is this: the world of work is changing very fast. Job landscape is changing very, very fast. This is the biggest development coming because of technological advancements. Look at this. This is the Future of the Jobs Report 2025, published by World Economic Forum. This report says that by 2030, that means in the next 5 years, 170 million new jobs will be created, mainly because of technological advancement, globalization, etc. And then 92 million old jobs will be displaced. So the net gain will be of 78 million jobs. This is a big development which is going to take place. And look at this. These are the jobs which are going to be in demand. Data analyst, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data and digital transformation specialist, etc. And which jobs will get displaced? Data entry clerks, secretaries, accountants, analysts, mechanics, and machine repairers. These jobs will slowly disappear. So this is a big change which is going to come. And even nearly 39% of the workers' core skills will also change. Core skills means the essential skills which every worker should have. Basic skill, everyone should have. That will also change. What skills will be in demand? Look at this. Analytical thinking, resilience, flexibility, motivation, creative thinking, leadership, technology literacy, etc. And all this is going to happen in next 5 years. So this calls for a change in approach to education. And now one can say the way the world is changing, skills are now becoming more important than degrees. Look at these. These are some of the leading companies. They are hiring people without degrees. They are looking beyond academics. The rules of the game are changing. And these companies use some skill-based aptitude test and psychological profiling while recruiting the people. This nobody would have thought 10 years back, 5 years back. But now it is happening. And this Forbes report, which is one of the leading magazines of the world, this says that skill-based hires are outperforming those selected for their academic credentials. That means those people who are hired on the basis of skill, they are doing much, much better. So, now you can understand why it is said that future belongs to those who learn more and more skills and combine them in creative ways. This is applicable for everybody, even for you people. And it is said the most important skill in the 21st century is going to be the skill to learn new skill. You should have the skill to learn new skill. The way the new skills are coming. You should be a multi-hyphenate person, multi-skilled person. And this is possible only if you do lifelong learning. So that is the reason why quality education now changes. Needs of the society are changing. Needs of the workforce are going to change. A competent professional needs to be totally different now than what it was earlier. And that is the reason why we say quality education is this in the 21st century. Because, this quality education takes into account all the changing needs of the society. That is why we need to focus on knowledge, disciplinary, interdisciplinary, and practical. We need to focus on 21st century skills and domain-specific skills. That means skills specific to your discipline. And then you need to focus on values, attitude, traits, disposition, personality, etc. All the three are important. And they will determine your competence for any profession. Now, one thing you must have noticed that knowledge and skills are always very important because, knowledge and skills are the driving forces of economic growth and social development for any country. You may be knowledgeable, but if you do not have skills, you will not be very successful. You may be skilled, but if you don't have the knowledge, that will also be a handicap. Because knowledge alone does not guarantee performance. This is a very important point. You may be university topper, you may be very knowledgeable, but that doesn't mean you will be a good teacher. You will be able to perform very well in the class. That is no guarantee. Because knowledge alone does not guarantee performance. You need both of them. So knowledge and skills have always been very important. You need both of them. But now you also need personality, because personality traits provide you the underlying resilience and drive needed to leverage knowledge and skills. Your knowledge, your skills will be of no use if you don't have the right personality traits, right mindset, right approach. So they provide, that is why it is called underlying resilience and drive. They provide you that. And now amongst the skills also, you may ask the question, which skills are more important? Domain specific skills are 21st century skills. See, both are important actually, but 21st century skills are becoming more essential in today's fast changing world. Because 21st century skills will be useful across all careers. You may shift profession. Today you are in teaching, you go to research, you go to IAS. You may shift to any profession, in any career you may take. 21st century skill will always be needed. Domain specific skills are specific to a discipline. And the problem with domain specific skills is they will become outdated over time, because knowledge is growing. So skills will also change. So domain specific skills are likely to become outdated over a period of time. But 21st century skills will always be useful. That is why they are called meta skills. Meta skills means skills for building skills. They are the foundational skills on which you can build other skills. So this is a very important point. 21st century skills, they will help you to learn faster, adapt better, and grow continuously in this technology driven world. So 21st century skills are going to be most important. So this was my part 1, where I have told you the importance of skills, what skills are, and all that fundamentals I have covered. Now I come to the main part. How 21st century skills can help you in achieving excellence in higher education. Now we come to that. See, as you all know, 21st century skills come under 3 categories. One is called learning skills, one is called literacy skills, one is called life skills. And all the 3 categories are important. They have their different aims, different objectives. We will study them. But these 3 categories are important, and ultimately these are the 21st century skills. This slide I have shown you earlier also. Under learning skills, we have critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and communication. Under literacy skills, we have information literacy, media literacy, and technology literacy. Under life skills, flexibility, leadership, initiative, productivity, and social skills. So taken together, these are 12 skills. These are personal skills. Only you can have. Machines cannot have these skills. Machines cannot collaborate. Machines cannot be critical thinkers. Machines cannot have leadership qualities. Artificial intelligence cannot replicate them. Then one more question may be in your mind. Why these 3 categories? Why not straightway call them 12 skills? No. Learning skills have a different objective. Literacy skills have a different objective. And life skills have a different objective. All of them are important, but they have their own domains. Let's now look at the learning skills. Learning skills will make you an effective learner and thinker. This is the quality of learning skills. Effective learner and thinker. They will make you that. The first learning skill is you can see critical thinking. Critical thinking means what? Critical thinking is the thinking which we do when we judge any idea. Everybody is a critical thinker to some extent. And if you are a critical thinker, how it will help you? It will help you improve your decision making. It will enhance your problem solving ability because you will ask many questions. It will refine your research skills. It will polish your creativity and ultimately it will stimulate curiosity. These are the benefits of a critical thinker. See, this is the most important skill in the 21st century. Now, the question may be how to become a critical thinker. These are small steps. This we should encourage in our students. A critical thinker will always ask questions. He or she will seek facts, think clearly, and will stay open-minded. This is the quality of a critical thinker. A critical thinker does not accept things blindly. No. At every stage, he or she will analyze, reflect, and will be ready to change mind if some better evidence comes. You are open-minded. Yes, you convince me, I will accept it. These are the qualities of a critical thinker. And you know, this quality, this skill we need to nurture in our students. We should also become, but this needs to be nurtured in our students. Second is creativity. Creativity means by which you generate new ideas, new possibilities, new alternatives, which are original and of value. Creativity means you come out with new idea. Some people are very creative. So this is another skill. The more you practice, see in all the skills which I am going to talk, the more you practice, the better you will keep on becoming. And you know, this creativity and critical thinking, they can help you excel in research. Because you know, creativity will generate new ideas, but your critical thinking ability will evaluate those ideas and try to refine them. So taken together, they will enhance your problem solving ability. Because you will think of a new thing, critical thinking will refine them, judge them, and ultimately you will come out with the solutions which are both original and practical. That is the quality of these two skills. And these are of great help in research. This is what is required in research. All great researchers are very good at creativity and critical thinking. Without that, you cannot excel in research. And these are the three components of creativity. Because one may ask the question, how does one become creative? These are the three components. Expertise is first. Expertise means you should have vast knowledge. Technical, procedural, intellectual, broad knowledge. Only then you can become creative if you have a vast knowledge, because creativity is like connecting the previously unconnected dots. What dots will you connect if you don't know how many dots are available? So expertise matters the most. So if you translate it into your research area, now the research area in which you are working, you should have full knowledge of the research area. Latest developments, what all has been done. Only then you will be able to think of something new. So expertise is number one. Then motivation should be there. Yes, I want to come out with some new idea. And then creative thinking skill. Creative thinking skill means the skill of generating new ideas. You have vast knowledge, you are motivated, and then you have the skill, you generate new idea. That is how one becomes creative. And you know, creativity comes from curiosity. Curiosity is called the mother of creativity. Albert Einstein used to say, I have no special talent, I am only passionately curious. And that my curiosity takes to creativity and then to various research problem. And therefore, as a teacher, it's our responsibility to encourage curiosity amongst students. You must have seen the new NCERT books have come. The title of the book is Curiosity. Because everything starts from curiosity. And look at this slide, very important. Curiosity is the mother of creativity. With creativity, you come out with new idea. If you translate that idea into a business, you become an entrepreneur. And if you translate that idea for the advancement of knowledge, you become a researcher. And these days, entrepreneurs are becoming researchers, researchers are becoming entrepreneurs. The boundary between the two is blurring. Why? Because in any enterprise, there is a research and development section. They keep on doing research. And if they try to improve the quality of their product. So they are also researchers. And researchers, when they are doing research and they come out with an idea based on which they can start a new business, then they can also become entrepreneur. That is how the people work. Look at this, Dhirubhai Ambani, not much educated, but build a business empire starting from a scratch. Idea came. Ritesh revolutionized budget hotels in India. Narayana Murthy, Infosys, which is now a global tech giant. Mark Zuckerberg, he has created the world's largest social networking platform, Facebook or Meta. Why couldn't we think of? Then Jeff Bezos, Amazon, he started like an online bookstore and now he owns the world's largest e-commerce company. So behind all of them, it is creativity being converted into business. Then comes communication, other learning skill. This is a big asset in today's world. Because communication basically means exchange of information between individuals. In teaching profession, you need to be very good in communication. You need to be very good in presentation. These are very good qualities. You may be skilled, you may be having all the knowledge, but if you cannot communicate well, you will be a flop. So this is another big skill which is very much in demand these days, communication. Oh, how good a communicator you are. That is why it is said, don't just communicate, speak sensibly, clearly, convey your message in clear words. Don't complicate things, and most importantly, don't forget to cross-check with the recipient if the need arises. As a teacher, all of you need to be very good in communication. What you want to say, that message should go to the students or to other people. Tomorrow you may be presenting your research paper, you may be delivering online talks, you may be delivering various plenary keynote addresses. Communication makes the difference. And along with communication in today's world comes presentation. Presentation skills are basically a subset of communication skills. These days, most of the people are making presentations. PowerPoint presentation is very common. So it is also a skill, with practice you become better and better at presentation. Because any presentation requires three things. Please remember it: planning, preparation, and delivery. If you want to make an effective presentation, all the three things are very important. Planning means what? What is the purpose of presentation? Why are you making it? You have to be very clear. Then comes, who is your audience? You have to know their level, their interests, what are their needs. Because you need to focus on what they need to know and not what you know. This is the common problem with many teachers also. teachers, when they go to the class, you are not there to impress students with your brilliance. No. You should know what students need to know and you come down to their level. And then what you want the audience to do as a result of your presentation. See, an excellent presentation can keep the audience captivated. People will remember you. So these are all coming under planning part. Then comes preparation. You have to be very clear about the message which you want to give to the audience on the topic on which you are making a presentation. You should have a very strong conviction on what you really want to talk. Your content has to be very simple, clear, progressive, and consistent. See, it's not a very easy thing to make an effective presentation. Even this talk, which is on skill development, it has about 200 slides. It's not a ready-made talk. You start from scratch, how you link, how you build, that depends upon every individual. So it's not very easy to make an effective presentation. Then you should organize your material in a very systematic and logical manner. What is to be said at what stage, that becomes very important. See, my advice to you is, what I think is, I think of all the possible questions which can arise in audience minds. Then try to arrange them in a very systematic and logical manner. But it requires a lot of effort. And then you have to design the look of your presentation. And then comes delivery. How you deliver, how you announce your topic, give an outline of your presentation, state your objectives up front. You should not be afraid of audience. They are also the people like you. Imagine as if you are addressing your friends. Voice should not be very fast, not too high, not too slow. You know where you need to emphasize and where you don't need. You can accordingly vary your speaking volumes. Some people only read presentation. That's not a good idea. Don't do that. Don't read your presentation. Speak clearly and loudly. And at the close, you should reiterate the theme, summarize the message, repeat key points, and end on a positive note. And if you are a beginner, nothing wrong if you practice the delivery of presentation in private. You can rehearse against the clock. So these are small things, but you should practice. Everybody begins like that. That's why, it is said all the great speakers were bad speakers in the beginning. But then they worked hard. They improved upon their, common problems which they encounter, deficiencies in their presentation. These are the common causes why any presentation becomes ineffective. You fail to motivate the audience. This is the common cause. Because a lot of thinking has not gone into making a presentation. Structure of the presentation sometimes is confusing. What should come in the beginning is coming at the end, like that. Then excessive details have been added in the PowerPoint presentation. See, it is a PowerPoint presentation. You should focus on powerful points. That's all. The rest you have to speak. And then many a times slides are very poorly designed, too much crowding. That's not professional. Please remember, effective presentations can do wonders and captivate the audience. Why I am emphasizing, why I am spending so much time on this? You all will have to do it in your career. The sooner you learn, the better it is. And one effective presentation can do wonders. Your students, your teachers, your audience will remember you for years, just on the basis of one talk. And then you should also be aware of the signs that the audience is not listening. Suppose you are speaking and they are not listening. You should be vigilant on that front. They will look down, yawn, fidgeting, whispering, tapping their feet. It means time has come to stop it. Look at the picture. And then make sure that you have finished speaking before the audience has finished listening. That's also very important. And these days, many artificial intelligence generated PPTs apps are there. Within 1 minute, you can do. But please remember, such presentations lack deep understanding, creativity, context, and key details. They need, such slides will need human checking and editing in order to make them accurate, meaningful, and audience appropriate. These are the limitations of artificial intelligence generated PPTs. So this was what I was talking to you about communication and presentation. And that was also a learning skill. Now, the last learning skill is collaboration. See, so much emphasis is on collaboration these days. Collaboration basically means what? Two or more people working together to complete an assignment or achieve a goal. So collaboration is very important. See, generally in our education system, we look at every other person as your competitor. That is the reason why we are not able to collaborate well. Collaboration means teamwork. Together, everyone achieves more. And please remember, if you want to excel in research, you will have to do collaboration. You will have to collaborate with other colleagues, like-minded colleagues from different institutions. If you want to excel in research, without collaboration, it may not be possible. Because, everybody has some limitations. You may be bright, but there is a limit. But if there is another person who is also very bright and in the same field and somebody else from other institution, when they will all work together, new ideas will come. That is why all major breakthrough in research come through collaborative efforts. You should all try to have collaboration with like-minded people from your own department, your own institution, or from other institutions of the country. You can share resources also. Like that. Collaboration is a powerful thing if you want to excel in research over a long period of time. You share ideas. See, it is said, if I have 1 rupee, you have 1 rupee, I give it to you, you give it to me, we still have 1 rupee each. But if I have one idea, you have one idea, you give it to me, I give it to you, both of us have 2 ideas. So that's the thinking behind collaboration. Many of our young colleagues, generally they don't do, but you please try to look for that. So next comes literacy skills. See, earlier were learner skills. They were making you effective learner and thinker. Here, literacy skill will make you an informed and capable user of modern tools and content. This would be a type of digital literacy, what I would say. So these are the skills coming because of technological advancements. One is information literacy. Now, what is the meaning of information literacy? Information literacy means whenever you need any information, you should be able to search, you should be able to know what could be the possible source, search it, find it, and then use it. That is the meaning of information literacy. You should have the ability to locate, evaluate, and use that source effectively. And we are living in an information age. So many sources of information are already available, which you are using already. Look at these. These are the main sources of information in today's digital world, which everybody is using. Just look at search engine. Google, Bing, DuckDuckGo, they will give you instant access to vast information. Social media platform, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, they give you real-time news and trends. Online news portals, BBC, Hindu, New York Times, these are the sources of trusted journalism. Digital libraries and repositories, Google Scholar, etc., they give you the peer-reviewed content. Educational platforms, Swayam, Coursera, edX, Khan Academy, NPTEL, they lead to structured learning. MOOCs, all you get through these platforms. Then YouTube and podcasts. Here you can have expert talks, tutorials, explainers, etc. And then government and institutional websites. These are the source of reliable information. Then AI tools and chatbots, ChatGPT, Bing AI, Google Gem, they give you instant summaries and solutions. Blogs and personal websites. So you can see already so many sources of information you are using, and now there are many. So information literate person will know all those possible sources. Tomorrow you need to do literature survey. What are the possible sources? All those things will come under your information literacy. Then comes media literacy. Media literacy means literacy will make you a smart and responsible media user. Media literacy means your ability to analyze media. That means you should have the ability to understand, question, think critically about the information which you see, hear, read in media like TV, social media, newspaper, website. You should have the ability whether this information is true or false, whether it is biased, whether it is misleading or not. That all comes under media literacy. So this is another type of digital literacy. How media literacy will help you? Look at this. When you see some news on social media, media literacy will help you check if it is from a trusted source or it is a fake. You get many times fake news also. While watching an advertisement, it will help you understand how they are trying to make you buy something. If you are reading an article, you can easily spot whether it is giving one-sided story or whether it is a balance. That all comes under media literacy. And then, so media literacy helps you become a smart and responsible media user. Then comes technology literacy. This is the third literacy skill. That means here you have the ability to use technology tools and resources to solve problems and achieve goals. So these days, so many ICT tools are available. Even on your smartphone, you can read news, you can book tickets, you can listen to music. All these are ICT tools. So you can see literacy skills are very, very important in today's digital world. And that is why all companies look for these skills. That is why, these are called 21st century skills. Then come life skills. Life skills will be practical, everyday competencies, which will make you very successful and self-reliant. Big companies look for these life skills. They look at flexibility. Why they look at flexibility? Because flexibility means your ability to shape yourself according to the situation. You can do multitasking. You can work in many projects at the same time. You can shift from one project to the other. Some people are very good. So that's flexibility. Leadership is you are in a project. You may be a leader. You have to provide leadership. Motivate everybody to work together to achieve the common goal. So your leadership qualities matter a lot. That is why in today's world it is said every faculty member should have a leadership quality. Many new programs are coming where they say every faculty member, even assistant professor, should have a leadership quality. Because for your class, you are a leader. Then comes initiative. Some people are very good at that. Initiative means it is your personal ability, personal quality to take the lead and get the things done. Oh, I will be the first person to do it. Let me do it. So this is your personal quality. Then productivity. People want today people who are productive. Now the question may be, how will you determine whether a person is productive or not? Productivity is if you are using your time, energy, and attention effectively. These three things need to be used effectively to achieve your goal. Then it is your productive. Productivity is determined in three terms. One is you are able to complete many tasks. So quantity wise, you are very good. All the tasks which you have completed, they are of excellent quality. So quality wise also you are very good. You are good at quality, you are good at quantity. And then no effort was wasted while completing these tasks. So efficiency is also there. So productivity is determined in terms of quantity, quality, and efficiency. That's what they want. See, these 21st century skills which I am talking, they are not devised by me. These are world accepted, that these are the things which students or everybody should have. And then social skill. These are the soft skills which I talked. Communication, conflict resolution, all that, presentation, all these come under social skills so that you can work together with others. You have to be very good socially. So ladies and gentlemen, 21st century skills can help you achieve excellence in both teaching and research. And they need also to be nurtured in your students. Preferably, this should be done from school level. Skills, well, see, in many countries, till the age of 10 years, greater focus is on three things: behavior, values, and manners. They focus on that so that the person, when grows up, he should be a confident, good human being. Values, manners, behavior. Look at Japanese people. So much polished. They are not fool. They understand everything, but they, behavior-wise, they are very good. Very respectable. These are the things which matter a lot. And now, when I am talking about achieving excellence in teaching and research, you are all teachers. You should all remember that research is going to become very important in the 21st century. This is for all of you to keep it in mind. Slowly, teaching popularity or teaching importance will slowly become less because there will be many sources of knowledge available. Research is actually called the engine of progress for any country. That is why it is said, teaching is like lighting the lamp, while research is like building the road ahead. If you don't have the road, how will you light the lamp there? Both are important, no doubt, but research is the engine of progress. Research inspires better teaching. See, teachers who do research, they bring new ideas to the classroom. For example, you go to Harvard, somebody is Nobel laureate and he is also taking a class. Just imagine what type of ideas he will bring to the classroom. Real world thinking he will bring to the classroom. Students learn from them how to think, question, and explore. And this makes learning very exciting. And then research builds reputation. See, universities are known for their research work. It's not the teaching. Teaching is okay, but ultimately it is the research which determines their ranking, funding, partnership. Everything depends on research output. So research productivity is actually a key metric for institutional success. Why people go to Harvard? Why people go to Oxford? Why people go to Cambridge? Because of the research. That is why they are able to attract good students and faculty. Therefore, why I'm talking these things to you. The way the world is changing in the years to come, research is going to become very important. You have to keep it in mind. Now, what makes an outstanding teacher or a researcher in higher education? In my opinion, the first quality is, if you want to become an outstanding teacher or a researcher, you should have a very sound and deep knowledge in your discipline or research area. This is very, very important. Clarity of concepts you should have. You should have done a lot of thinking on the subject, including interdisciplinary thinking. Generally, it is missing. You should have the passion to become an outstanding teacher or a researcher. And about the research, I can say many of our young teachers, they are not up to date in their research area. Up to date means you should be familiar with the latest developments in that field in which you are working. So this is a very, very important point. And this becomes all the more important because, knowledge is growing very, very fast. Therefore, once you try to be up to date, within 2-3 months, again, knowledge grows so much. That's what I have shown here. The knowledge in all disciplines is growing very fast. Doubling time has shrunk considerably. What you know in your discipline is a drop, and what you do not know is an ocean. Therefore, you need to be up to date in your research area. And because of growth of knowledge, if you want to do good quality research, it is becoming very challenging due to vastly increasing literature in each field. So you see, remaining up to date in the research field itself is becoming a challenge. That is why, ICT can help you. That what I said, technology literacy, which was the 21st century skill. Electronic databases can help you, in literature survey. They are becoming the real information source in the 21st century. Electronic database is like a telephone directory. There is a search engine and you can get to the desired survey. These are some of the popular electronic databases. Most of you know Scopus, everybody knows. Web of Science, Science Direct, ERIC, PubMed. Just by a click of a button, you can get the entire, but you will be able to get this information only if you know it. So this all comes under your technology literacy and information literacy, that whenever you need any information, you should know what are the possible sources. These are the sources. Then these are other electronic databases, Google Scholar, which is multidisciplinary, JSTOR, all that. So you see how the world is changing. When we did PhD, we were sitting in the libraries and noting down from abstracts and like that. Now it is just with the click of a button. And now so many ICT tools have come which have totally changed the way research is conducted now. Whether the sources, literature, data collection, data analysis, referencing, report preparation, plagiarism check, everywhere. These are some essential research tools. You can go to any one of them and see how they can be used. That is why it is said, in today's world, you have to be an information and technology literate. This is going to be a big asset in today's digital world, because so many ICT tools are available. Then the second quality for outstanding researcher is you need to be an out-of-box thinker. You should be coming out with new ideas. You should have an analytical mind. Any problem comes, you should break it and then try to merge together later on. You should be innovative and creative. And then 4 C's. 4 C's means this: curiosity, creativity, courage, and commitment. These are the hallmarks for an outstanding researcher. And even you should encourage your students to become out-of-box thinker, innovative and creative. See, for us it may be late, but not for your students. How can they become out-of-box thinker, innovative and creative? These are small things. Ask questions. Let them encourage to ask questions. Don't accept things as they are. Be curious. Try to learn new things every day. Read more. Read books, articles, ideas from many fields. Don't learn or teach subjects in isolation. You see, knowledge is holistic. You can get idea from anywhere and combine them. See, many young people I know in the world, they are so good. See, there is a very famous story that Albert Einstein was delivering a lecture in a big hall, so many people sitting there. And he was presenting whatsoever work he was doing. Then a young person who was in his 20s, he stood up and said to Albert Einstein, "Sir, this equation is not correct." The whole hall was silent. Oh, a person questioning Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein remained silent, looked at that equation for a few minutes and then said, "Yes, you are right." See, such people exist. And that person, he was a Russian, but later on he also won the Nobel Prize he won. See, a lot of thinking, ideas, reading, articles may come from anywhere. Collaboration, look at that, another. Team up with people from different areas. Try new ideas. Don't fear making mistakes. Failure is success. And then technology. Learn from others. Share and receive ideas. Keep going. These are some of the ways. They may look very simple, but slowly they make you out-of-box thinker. And third thing is you need to be outstanding. For outstanding teacher and researcher, you should have excellent communication and presentation skills, which I mentioned already. Because no one will take the pains to listen to your ideas if your communication is not effective and impressive. Nobody will bother about you. Effective communication and presentation skills are a big asset, even in academic research writing. Tomorrow you have to write a paper. It can be a big asset. Good ideas come, but people, don't write. For example, today only I wrote an article for Times of India. I don't know whether it will come or not. For a long time, I have been thinking of one thing. This is the idea I am sharing with you. I have sent the article today only. That India should have a two-track faculty recruitment to transform higher education. That means whenever we make appointments in higher education, it should be either teaching-focused faculty or research-focused faculty. In our present system, every teacher is to do very good in teaching as well as very good in research. It becomes very difficult. My feeling is, it is like one job, but two professions. Effective researcher, effective teacher. The result is that most of the people are not able to do good in either of the two. They cannot devote much time for teaching because they have to produce research. They cannot do good quality research because they have to be effective teachers also. So I wrote this article today that India needs to adopt a two-track faculty system to transform higher education. All our higher educational institutions should adopt either teaching track faculty or research track faculty. For example, in certain colleges where teaching is predominantly effective, in any department, you can have 70% teachers with focus on teaching, 30% teachers with focus on research. The teachers who are focusing on teaching, They will work on curriculum development. They will think about new pedagogy. They will think of new assessment. They will focus on how to improve the quality of research, quality of teaching. And then for their promotion, they will be assessed also for these things. And those who are belonging to research track faculty, they will focus on publication, research grants, mentoring PhD students. So their focus will be that. Everybody will have their own profile. They will be judged like that. I have given a big article where this is my feeling that this should be in our country. Because in many colleges, there is no place to sit even what to talk of doing research. So neither research is done nor teaching is done. You also think over this. Any idea whether you agree or not? This is academic research writing, which I said. See, in today's world, what one needs to excel as a researcher, many things I have told. You need to have a field specific knowledge, deep understanding of research area. Then these skills, creativity, analytical, critical thinking, then technical proficiency, tools, information literacy, all these things I have told. Ethical integrity you need strong communication skills, you need collaboration and networking skill with other researchers and institutions. Then you have to have time management deadlines, because if there is some research project, there will be a deadline, you have to finish it. And then perseverance and patience, because excellence in research may take a lot of time. So you should be patient and keep on working. So these are some of the things are there. So ladies and gentlemen, what I want to say in this talk is, and it is now widely believed that every student, I would say everybody in this nation should have these skills. Analytical thinker, problem solver, in all those fields are mentioned here. No talent of the country should go waste. This is the right type of education we should give to our students. These are the 21st century learning needs. If we are not giving this education, then we are miseducating our students. Don't do that. This was my article which I wrote. I think last year only, CSIR approached me that, Professor Bakshi, we want an article from you, from the students, on the eve of Children's Day. It was in November 2024 that this article was written, and this came as a cover story, 21st Century Skills for Students' Future Success. This is the November issue of Science Reporter. See, what I feel is India has talent. What it needs is vision, support, and freedom to explore. This is what is required. That is why this is the quality education. Now you can understand how all these things are important. Please do ensure that you are not miseducating your student. If you are not teaching all the three things, you are miseducating. Please ensure that you are not miseducating. If our students lack 21st century skills, their progress will be hindered. Why? Look at that. Academic achievement will be compromised. Why? Because students will be lacking critical thinking and problem solving ability. And this is today's world wants. We want critical thinker and people who can solve problems. The purpose of education is not to prepare for exam. The purpose of education is to prepare them for life. Problem solving ability, real world problem. Then career readiness will be affected, because today's job market needs, as I told you in the beginning, are totally different. Social and communication skills are effective, because if you have to collaborate and if you have to work together with people, your communication skills have to be very good and you have to be social. And then personal development will be stunted if you lack self-direction, leadership, ethical decision making. Even many activities can also be designed to develop 21st century skills in the learners. That is now many countries people do from school level, they do that. These brainstorming ideas, collaborative thinking, experiential learning, flipped classroom, solving real world problems, group research projects, interactive quizzes. These are slowly building, skills. All 21st century skills will be nurtured. Look at, these are some of the activities which they do even at school level. Look at the left side. There is a debate and each student has been given a topic, but on the day of debate, their topics are interchanged. So suddenly they have to speak on the other topic. They will become not comfortable, but then they will have to rise to the occasion. That will give rise to critical thinking. Think on the spot. Look on the right side. You can organize an activity where you can ask students, okay, you prepare questions other than the textbook questions. You prepare, you come out with the questions. What you have studied in this chapter, develop questions. Those should be original. Then they will come to know how much they can think. See, these are small, small things. Then talk in pairs, communication. You make pairs of the student, let each student talk to the other. And then you can ask every student what you know about the other partner. Communication. That's how it will help. You can make a PowerPoint presentation, how it can be done. Know how to search any information. For a young student, tell them what are the sources of information. Like that, small, small things you can do. So ladies and gentlemen, skills have become the most valuable currency in the 21st century. Look at the statement, most valuable currency in the 21st century. Currency, but unlike material wealth, skills grow with use and can't be taken away. That's the beauty of skills. So conclusion is how to master any skill. Set an intention, then comes practice. Then comes failing. You may fail also, nothing wrong, but then comes learning also. Then it becomes slowly habit. And then it finally engraved in you. You have to reach that stage. And please remember, you should become so good in skills that they become your habits. Skills can become habits. Yes, skills can become habits through consistent practice. When you repeatedly engage in a skill, it becomes ingrained in your behavior and requires naturally less conscious effort to perform. Through repetition, through reinforcement, skills can transform into automatic habits. For example, communication skills. First time when you have to speak on a stage, you are very much afraid, very nervous. But slowly you gain confidence. The more you practice, ultimately it becomes your habit. That is how it should be. A quiz can be conducted 5 people. Okay, I have to search this information. Tell me what can be the possible source. Let students think. They may not be knowing, but slowly they will learn. That is how this becomes a skill. So, the focus of education is changing, world is changing, we will also have to change. So thank you very much. It was a pleasure delivering this talk. This is my email ID, this is my cell number, and one thing which I always say for this talk is, this is a message for all of you. See, there is a book which has come, which is a lesson for all of us. The book is Die Empty. This was written by Todd Henry. He is the person, Todd Henry. And this book has become very famous. Todd Henry was once asked, why did you write this book, Die Empty? He says, the motivation came from a business meeting where he was attending a meeting where the director asked, where is the richest land in the world? Somebody said oil-rich Gulf states. Others said diamond mines in Africa. But then the director said, no, it is the cemetery, it is the burial ground, which is the richest land in the world. Because millions of people have died and they carried many valuable ideas which did not come to light, nor they could benefit others. All those ideas are buried in this cemetery. Therefore, that cemetery is the richest land in the world. So from here he got the idea and wrote the book Die Empty. Live full, die empty. Before you die, share all what ideas are in your mind to the world. And it becomes all the more relevant for a teacher because teacher is meant for that. Therefore, don't die old, die empty. That's the goal of life. Go to the cemetery and disappoint the graveyard. Don't go to your grave with your best work still inside of you. Choose to die empty. So this is also a message for all of us, especially the teachers. Look at this quote. We come into this world empty-handed and leave also empty-handed. Then think over this question, what are you living for? This is the food of thought for all of you. Even Bhagavad, Lord Krishna says, even your own body is not even yours. And one more, no one has ever become poor by giving. Give your best to the other world. You will live in the hearts of others. That is what it should be. Leave behind a rich legacy. See, what you do for yourself is gone when you are gone. But what you do for others remain as a legacy. So leave behind a rich legacy so that people remember you. So thank you very much once again. And thanks. If any comment, any suggestion, you can write in the chat box. Any question, any comment, most welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for a nice in-depth session on skill development. Sir, today's my takeover is that the best skill of 21st century is to learn new skills. The ability and the skill to learn new skill. I hope that is the master key.
The best skill for you, the best skill which you should have is the skill to learn new skill. That's right.
Yes.
That's a good message. Yes, yes.
I will request the participant that if at all you are having any question, I hope the presentation was such that question and answer all have been addressed together. And it was a nice in-depth session of skill. I will request the participant, if at all any question is there, you can ask.
You may write even in the chat box. Many people have written, but I'm not seeing any question, but still you're welcome.
Just for information, the participants, you can fill in the feedback form. It is available in the chat box. So shall we conclude, sir? Because no question is coming as on now.
No, we can, because then you have to give them a break time. Break for how many minutes you give? 15,
Sir,
20?
15 minutes.
Sir,
It is
it's
actually
15 minutes. 15 minutes.
हाँ, आप इनको time दे दीजिए. So
again, I will request the participant, if at all you are having any question, you can ask.
no question means nothing clear or everything clear.
No, sir, the session was such a beautiful session that I hope that question and answer, everything had been addressed.
Sometimes this also happens and nothing is clear what to ask. That is also one possibility, no? But let's hope that's not the case.
Your feedback form is already available in the chat box.
That is very important. You
That
know,
is
you
very
should all
important.
fill all the sessions feedbacks are there. So please, feedback forms are there. You please fill them. That's very important.
And your takeaway, 3 takeaways from each session, you must mention. Ma'am, can we go for the vote of thanks?
If sir allows.
Please go
Hanji,
ahead.
sir, please. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Once again, we thank.
I have a question, sir. If I
Okay.
may allow to ask.
Yeah, sure.
Hanji, sir, please.
Sir, my question is regarding the PhD program. in NEP, there is any provision where research, a PhD program PhD program changes or innovations in PhD program? Because most of the universities where I look at the PhD programs, they are so stupid actually. Okay, I can give many examples. Okay, it doesn't promote creativity. It doesn't promote innovation. And most of the senior level people, they are not open for ideas. They are not open for innovation. Okay, how do we address that? See, you really said research, how important research for the country. But one of the main pillars for research is the PhD program. And the PhD programs in really in a very bad shape. In fact, unofficially, I've helped at least half a dozen people in the last 10 years. I'm not officially their guide. And they were struggling for 6 years, 8 years. And I helped them in completing the work and writing thesis and finally getting the degree. And I don't know what is our PhD programs doing.
No, I
We are
agree
nowhere
with.
close to that. We are nowhere close to excellence in research
See, I
PhD
agree with
programs.
you that, quality of research in our country is not good. And there was a report that 99% of the higher educational institutions are not contributing to the country's high quality knowledge creation. Most of them are just doing routine research, promotion driven research, and many of our young students, they are wholly solely dependent on their research supervisor. Our students lack research orientation even while they are doing undergraduate and postgraduate. There is no focus on research and all these skills. Nobody bothers because it comes in the line that after BSc, MSc, you have to do PhD. Otherwise, there is no formal training for doing research. Training in our education system is only for scoring high marks in examination. And that doesn't work in research. And many of our, young colleagues I know, that is why I gave that article which I mentioned today. Let's appoint research focused faculty or teaching focused faculty. At least whatsoever track they choose, they do very well there. That will be a big contribution. Otherwise, expecting a college teacher where there is no place to sit, there is no room for them, how you expect them to do world-class research? So I think it's ultimately do with our education system, and I fully agree with you that our education system will have to change. Only then we will be able to produce good researchers. Very few researchers are peaks of excellence in research are very few and far in between. Most of them are just mediocre. Let me say it. And I fully agree with your concern. What's your name? Chelapathy Saab.
Chelapathy, sir. Chelapathy.
You're from?
I live in Hyderabad, sir. I work with ICFI Business School.
In a
And,
school?
a business school. Business school.
IBS.
I did my PhD from IIT Kharagpur in 1992.
Okay.
I completed in a record time of 2 years my PhD.
Very good. I keep on coming to Hyderabad. I was recently there in Osmania University for delivering a talk.
I used to live very close to Usmania University earlier, sir. Now a little far.
Anyway,
Your
nice
lecture
meeting
was
you.
really good, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. So, Dr. Mukherjee, we can give them a break now.
Yes, sir, official. So we thank our eminent speaker, Professor A.K. Bakshi sir, for his very in-depth and encouraging talk on skill development. And my takeaway for today is that the best thing, that the skill to learn new skills. And thank you, sir. Thank you for such an enlightening session. And I will thank all the participants I will thank Narendrajit Kaur ma'am for her nice coordination and mentorship. And thank you to all the participants. We can officially close, ma'am. So we'll be back.
No, we are not supposed to close. We have to give the break for 15 minutes.
Okay.
So participants be back at 6:45. Thank you so much, sir, for
Thank you,
such a nice
thank you, Dr. Anandaji. Thank you, Dr.
session,
Mukherjee.
sir.
Hope to see you again. Thank you, sir. Thank
Yes,
you.
yes. Sir. So participants, please join back at 6:45. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ved Prakash sir has joined. Kindly make him co-host.
Start. Sir. It's a great.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Professor Narendrajit.
Good evening,
How
sir.
are you?
I'm good, sir. Hanji.
Good, good. Very good.
Hanji. Sir, should we start?
Yeah, we can start here.
Yes. Over to you, Dr. Chandan.
Okay, ma'am. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Mr. Chandan.
Here, Dr. Chandan Singh, Associate Professor, AKS University from Management Department. It is a great honor to welcome legend of our Indian education, Professor Ved Prakash sir. With over 40 years of experience, Professor Prakash sir is a highly respected figure in our country. He holds the unique record for leading the University Grant Commission UGC in all three top position as security, vice chairman and chairman. He was also the founder, vice chancellor of NIEPA and has served as an advisor to the Planning Commission of India. Won the global stage, he is US Fulbright Fellow and has worked with prestigious institutions like Harvard University and the World Bank. We are truly lucky to have a such senior policymaker and visionary with us today. Now, I would like to hand over this platform to Professor Ved Prakash, sir, for an upcoming interesting and interacting session.
Thank you very much, Professor Chandan, and a very good evening to all the participants of this faculty development program. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the skilling, national skilling program. The new education policy 2020 has created a wonderful opportunity for us to expand the educational offerings that we are making available in our respective institutions. This is the area which has not received the desirable attention in the recent past, and which is why, we have such a huge skilling gap across all the industries. It doesn't mean that we did not have the skilled workforce in our country. We had very good skilled workers in the past, and which is why we were able to build historic monuments like beautiful temples and Taj Mahal and all that. But we were not able to formalize that sector. The people who have received the professional training, they received the professional training under the apprenticeship either of their parents or of someone from amongst the society, and which is why we continue to suffer from a mismatch between the demand and supply, and which is why we find today when we receive reports like the Harvard data report, which lets us know that only 8% of our graduates are in the roles matching to their qualifications, and which is why we keep on hearing from the international organizations that in the next couple of years, I think 20% of the world workforce will be in India, because we are the youngest nation in the world today. So in today's talk, what I am going to do is that I will be talking to you about the traditional Indian way of human resource development. I would be sharing with you the major milestones from the colonial period to date insofar as skilling is concerned. And I will be reflecting on the major reasons of failure, why we have not been able to give vocational orientation to education, why we have not been able to make it a success story despite our efforts right from the colonial time to date. I will also be sharing with you now various frameworks that we have created, and the organizations at the national level created by both the Ministry of Education and also now the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. So, and then towards the end, I will be talking to you what is the way forward. How can we make the most out of this wonderful opportunity that we have? But let me take you back to the 18th century actually. In 18th century, there was a Scottish philosopher by the name Adam Smith, who is considered the father of economics. Long time ago, I mean in 1776, he wrote a book titled The Wealth of Nations. And in that book, he wrote that the real asset of the nation state is not the gold and the silver and other possessions, but the quality of the manpower that the country possesses. Unquote. Adam Smith made this point in the 18th century, but his theory uh, continues to resonate actually, even today, even in the modern times. If we look at the profile of the developed countries, we find that they are the ones which have more literate and more trained manpower. I mean, you can see the example of Germany, which is recognized at the global level. You can talk about Australia, whose VET program is considered to be the best program. You can see in our neighborhood like Singapore and like South Korea, they have done exceedingly well. So you can see that there is a significant correlation between economic prosperity of a nation and the percentage of trained manpower. That is the fact actually. Development of skills is increasingly becoming vital for social mobility, for social stability, and as well as for social and economic growth. In modern times, the pace of change is so rapid that people need more skills to compete in the job market and to ensure their relevance in their chosen field. We can see it in our own cases actually. As teachers, we find that if we do not catch up with the technological advancements, we find ourselves left behind. This is what had happened with us during early 80s and mid 80s when we were invaded by the technological advancements, and majority of the people of my generation at least, they were very reluctant to embrace the technology. They were very reluctant to acquire new skills and competencies, which is why you would find the people of my age group, most of them were not able to handle the mouse of the computer at that point in time. But somehow we have survived, and of course we are now the spent forces. But you will have to reskilling and upskilling yourselves in order to continue in the profession for the next 30 years or 35 years. So it is extremely necessary that acquisition of skills is important. Why it is important? Because it keeps us up to date. It allows us to improve our attributes and qualities which are vital for effective workplace performance. By developing skills, we can maximize our potential and achieve career goals in a record time. We need to be effective in our work and personal life, whether we are in teaching profession or in some other profession. But before we begin, let us know what do we really mean by skill actually? How do we differentiate it with the knowledge? We can understand the difference between the two if we contrast them with each other. With each other. While knowledge can be gained through studying, skills are acquired through training and practice. You can't become proficient in a day or in 2 days when you deal with the present technologies available and which are being used in education, be it wearable technology or virtual reality or virtual augmentation or graphic designer or computer adaptive testing techniques, for which you would certainly require training, formal training, and then the experience that you collect over the years. Knowledge represents theoretical information, whereas skill involves application of that knowledge to perform certain tasks. So this is how we can distinguish the skill from the knowledge. In fact, skilling is a broader concept which includes technical skills and professional skills. I think we need to know the distinction between the two as well. Technical skills are industry specific skills. When you are dealing with sophisticated machines, you require in-depth training, greater experience to be proficient in your place of work. They are the technical skills, which are industry specific skills. The other skills, we call them the soft skills and professional skills. Professional skills can further be classified into two categories, like hard skills, like that of the technician, like that of the electrician, fitter, welder, graphic designers. And the soft skills are like which are more intangible actually, like communication skills, that's a soft skill, like the leadership qualities, that is also a soft skill, like attention to detail, that is also soft skills. So once we have the clarity about the difference between the knowledge and the skill, and then amongst the skills we know the distinction between the technical skills and professional skills, and even in professional skills, the hard skills and soft skills. Let us see how have we been handling the development of skills in the traditional Indian way. The traditional Indian way of human resource development, particularly in vocational sector, has been largely non-formal in character. Look at the craftsmen, look at the porters, weavers, carpenters, toy makers, goldsmiths, cobblers, painters, and a host of other such skilled workers. They learn their craft and acquire knowledge and skills by participating from early years of their life in various occupational activities. Such practices are still continuing. Such people undertake these activities in the form of apprenticeship and acquire skills on the job. And the training they receive is quite invaluable actually, which helps them acquire skills of a fairly good level in the shortest possible time. You can still find younger children working in these kinds of industries. Although this system has been in practice and is likely to continue in the future also, it is not going to go away, but it suffers from certain drawbacks. What are those drawbacks? One is that once a person enters into a profession, into a particular profession, the person gets stuck for life. The person cannot transit from one vocation to another vocation. That is one of the biggest drawbacks. even if the person desires to transit from one vocation to another vocation. The another biggest shortcoming is that when they get training, they do not have the kind of tools and the gears which are required. You can still find workers working without helmet and without gloves and without glasses. So many a time they suffer serious injuries in their eyes or in their other parts of their bodies. The another shortcoming is the lack of equivalence. These people are not certified skilled workers. They do not carry any certificate of any kind on them, and they cannot compare their qualifications with others. The another thing is that they acquire skills of a limited range. And therefore, because of these shortcomings, including the system of accredited certification, what we need to do is that we need to have a we need to restructure this system actually in such a way that we begin preparing human resources of desirable skills and competence. Formal institutions of vocational education therefore need to be developed and strengthened to meet the demand of each sector by offering a standardized program of acceptable employability. A considerable thought has been given to this aspect, even after independence, but with pint-sized success actually. We are a country today, which is growing and growing fairly well. And in a country like ours with a vast and ever increasing population, the problem that we are facing, which is twofold. On the one hand, we have an acute shortage of trained quality skilled workers. And on the other hand, we have a large section of the population possesses little or low job skills. So we have to handle this situation, and for which we need to train our youth so that they acquire skills which can help them find jobs, which can help them become job givers. And there are emerging fields like careers in health care, in office management, in advertising industry, automobile industry, hospitality, printing, publishing, to name a few, which are receiving increased attention, and we do not have sufficient number of skilled workforce. And when we say that we are going to have 20% of the total world workforce, then the challenge before us is to prepare a youth who can compete at the global level and who can find gainful employment overseas, for which it is extremely necessary for us to come up with programs which are of comparable standard. So comparability at the global level is a big challenge before us. As I was saying to you during my opening remarks, that the Harvard data report reveals that around 8 or 9% of our graduates are in the roles matching their qualifications, meaning thereby that the others are working in jobs which are of lower level as compared to that of their educational qualifications. I would like you to read that Harvard data report, which will provide you much more information. This report has gone to the extent of mentioning that 50% of our graduates are employed in roles like clerks, machine operators, and sales workers, which is a wastage of the potential of the youth actually. The today, I mean, you all will agree that our economy needs more skilled workers at different levels. We need workers at the lower level, at the middle level, at the higher level, and unfortunately, I mean, most of our new workers joining the economic workforce, they are not employable because they lack technical, they lack social, and they lack behavioral skills. And therefore, we must keep it in our mind that when we are skilling our youth, we also need to provide them social and behavioral skills, because they have to either supervise somebody or they have to work under somebody. So they also need social and behavioral skills. So we need to have a combination of both. And which is why in any skilling program, knowledge is as important as the training and the behavioral skills. I gave you the example of Germany and South Korea and Australia. It is said that in Germany we have more than 95% skilled workforce, people who are professionally trained from the formal system, through the formal system. And similarly in South Korea, it is said that South Korea has about 75% professionally trained, skilled workforce, whereas this number in our case is hardly 5%. I mean, we have only 5% youth who are who have undergone formal skill training. It is, I mean, now a big challenge to us to give vocational orientation to education. Now, after this, I would like to share with you that what have we done so far? Why have we not been able to make it a success story? What kind of efforts have we made? I think that is also important for us to know. As I said that we have been talking about it right from the Woods Dispatch of 1854. And I'll take you back to the two important commissions before independence. One was Sadler Commission and another was the Sargent Commission. Sadler Commission was, I think, in 1919 or 1917, and Sargent Commission was in 1944. Both the commissions made appropriate references to this aspect in their respective reports, but with no outcomes of any kind. If you look at the modern Indian educational thinkers, right from Thakur Rabindranath Tagore to Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya or Swami Vivekananda or Professor D.S. Kothari or Mudaliar, they have all advocated for giving vocational orientation to education in their own ways. Even the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi ji, he was a great champion of skill-based education. His thoughts on skill education unswervingly resonated in almost every single policy document that we have brought out after independence. And I will tell you that once someone asked Gandhiji what could be an ideal village. And Gandhiji said that an ideal village, I mean, among lot many other things, ventilated houses, good streets and sanitation program and drinking water facilities, etc. Gandhiji said that in an ideal village should have an elementary school and a secondary school with vocational centric education. And he had said it in, I think, in 1936 or 1937. So this is how Gandhiji was envisioning an ideal village. I mean, having vocation-centric education. Formal skilling of human resources has been the endeavor of the country since 1952, when we brought out the Mudaliar Commission's report. Actually, Mudaliar Commission recommended multi-purpose system of education and advocated that skilling program should be launched at the end of grade 8. But somehow, the recommendations of the Mudaliar Commission were not translated into reality. And then we set up another commission, which is known as Education Commission, under the chairmanship of Professor D.S. Kothari. That commission also reiterated the recommendation, but instead of recommending the vocational orientation to education from grade 8, the Kothari Commission said it should be done at the end of grade 10. And Kothari Commission made another vital recommendation, that there should also be a vertical opening available at the post-secondary stage of education. Otherwise, children who would opt for vocational program at the end of grade 10, when we have these streams, different streams, and if we are going to have vocational stream, then we would like to have a vertical opening available for the children at the undergraduate level and the postgraduate level as well. But somehow, those recommendations were also not translated into reality, because until 2013, we did not have any vertical opening available in our country. And as a result of which, if someone has opted for vocational education at the end of grade 10, her or his education will come to a grinding halt after grade 12. It was only in 2013 when University Grants Commission came up with the community college program in a formal manner, and the Kaushal Kendras program for the purposes of giving vocational orientation to higher education. Until then, we did not have vertical opening available in our country. The national, subsequently after Kothari Commission, we continue to reiterate these recommendations in the first policy of 1968, second policy of 1986, and then Shampitroda Commissions of 2005-2008, and now again in 2020 we have reiterated the same recommendation. So reiteration and re-endorsement should not become a practice. I think the time has come when we need to take up this subject very seriously, and which is why in the national education policy we have mentioned that every child should be given an exposure to vocational program, and 50% of the children, both at a school and higher education level, should be directed towards the vocational education. So, the policy has given us again a hope, and I think we must make use of that. But before I talk about what we need to do at the individual institutions level, I would like to also share with you the reasons for failure, so that we do not commit the kinds of mistakes that we have committed in the past. There have been several reasons for the failure of the vocational education in our country. Of them, you, I think, will agree, the first and the foremost reason has been the status perception. The status perception of vocational education remained very weak in the minds of the parents, in the minds of the community, in the minds of the students. And which is why we continue to consider vocational education as a second grade education. No one wishes to go in for vocational education. This is one of the major reasons which need to be addressed through proper performance counseling and through education of the parents, education of the students, education of the community. The second reason has been, for a very long time, we were not able to bring out the teaching learning material in regional languages, in different trades actually. That has been the second reason. The third, that also needs to be addressed. The third reason has been that we thought that regular teachers would be able to handle the vocational programs, which was again a mistake. How can regular teachers handle the vocational programs without any specific orientations to them or without giving them some kind of training at the industry site? The another reason has been that the Apprenticeship Act that we had, it did not recognize the vocational programs offered at the school level with those programs which were offered at the ITIs and polytechnics. That was also one of the major reasons. The another major reason has been that the vocational programs of the central government were spread across multiple ministries and there was no coordination amongst them. That was also one of the serious reasons. The another reason is, which is a very serious thing and which should be put on priority agenda, lack of mapping of existing skills of the unorganized sector. We all know that more than 90% of the workforce is engaged in the unorganized sector, and we do not have any mapping of the skills of those areas. And because of that, we are not able to come up with appropriate national occupational standards and qualification packs in those areas. So these have been the major reasons for the failure of this program right from the early times to date. And I think we need to keep these reasons into mind and we need to address them. Now, as I have said that the new education policy has given us a hope to provide vocational orientation to education right from school level to higher education level. It has aimed to provide exposure to every child in at least one vocation commencing from the middle stage of school education right up to higher education. And therefore, what we need to do is that we need to have some kind of semblance between the programs which will be offering at the school level with the ones which we would be offering at the higher education level. Policy has also mentioned about revisiting of the national skill qualification framework and aligning it with the national credit framework. Both these frameworks are already available with us. I would want you, to go through these two important documents. One which was brought out by the All India Council for Technical Education. We have already revised it. The earlier National Skill Qualification Framework had 10 levels. Now the National Skill Qualification Framework has got 8 levels because it is aligned with the National Credit Framework brought out by the University Grants Commission in 2023, I think. The National Skill Qualification Framework provides link from one level of learning to another higher level of learning. It enables learners to progress to higher levels from any starting point. It also, the beauty of the National Skill Qualification Framework is that it permits the students to accumulate their knowledge and skills and convert them through testing and certification by the competent authorities into higher level of educational certifications in common parlance. And now, we have ensured the seamless movement of students from vocational program to general education program and vice versa. So I would want you to go through, the National Skill Qualification Framework and the National Credit Framework to understand how we can do it. We also now have the advantage that the two national level organizations, one is the University Grants Commission and another one is the All India Council for Technical Education. They have initiated several schemes for the skill development at the post-secondary level, which could be in the form of a certificate, it could be in the form of a diploma, it could be in the form of a regular bachelor's degree, or it could be in the form of a bachelor's degree with research, actually. And for this purpose, I mean, um, these two important documents are very, very um, significant. We also now have a new ministry, which is an independent ministry known as Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, where they have created several platforms for the purposes of giving vocational orientation to education. We created this ministry in 2014, and somehow, because maybe because of certain constraints, it was discontinued in 2019, but in 2024 we have again created this Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, uh, which has been mandated to chartering a roadmap for skilling, reskilling, and upskilling of youth in the country. The Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship has got two important arms. One is the Directorate General of Training, which is mandated to give long-term training through a network of institutions. The Directorate General of Training is given that responsibility. The another one is they have the another scheme, very important scheme that they have launched is the Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana (PMKVY), which provides short-term training. It aims at promoting skill development by providing short-term training through its network. This Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship has also created National Council for Vocational Education and Training as a national regulator. And this regulatory agency, which is known as NCVET, is mandated to setting up norms and standards for vocational education and training, and also for improving quality and outcomes. This ministry has also set up two important national level resource institutions for entrepreneurship. One is the NISBED. The full form, I think, is National Institute for Entrepreneurship and Small Business Development. This is located in Greater Noida. And another one is Indian Institute of Entrepreneurship, which is located in Guwahati. These two organizations provide training, research, and consultancy activities in small and micro enterprises with a special focus on entrepreneurship development. Why I'm sharing this information with you is that tomorrow, when you come up with a program in the area of vocational education, you can seek guidance, you can seek financial assistance, you can seek some other kind of help, like if you wish to train some of your faculty members, you can use the services of these national level resource institutions created by the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. Another important organizations that have been created and we need to know them are these sector skill councils. These sector skill councils, they are about 36 or 37 in number, and they are the organizations which are industry-led autonomous organizations. They have been mandated for laying down national occupational standards and qualification packs in their respective areas. So tomorrow, if you wish to offer a program, the onus lies on you to make sure that the program is aligned with the national occupational standards and qualification packs laid down by these sector skill councils. Otherwise, without which we will lose the comparability at the global level. So the very purpose of establishing these sector skill councils is to make sure that the programs that we offer are of international level. So tomorrow, I mean, depending upon the specialization of these sector skill councils, you will have to get in touch with them to make sure that the curriculum which you design has the compatibility or the comparability with the standards that are laid down by these sector skill councils. Actually, the National Occupational Standards, in fact, let me tell you, describes the functions, standards of performance, and complete knowledge and understanding of the skill, which is under reference. So, similarly, qualification pack is a set of national occupational standards aligned to a job role. Apart from these national level resource institutions created by the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, the ministry also operates through various national skill training institutes, industrial training institutes, which are under the overall control of the Directorate General of Training. Now, after sharing these various national level resource organizations, I would like to share with you the efforts made by the University Grants Commission in 2013. In 2013, the University Grants Commission came up with a scheme of the community colleges. And at that time, we were providing financial assistance to the colleges and the universities to launch the programs. And you can still find out from the UGC whether UGC continues to provide you the financial assistance so that you can mobilize resources through the UGC or through the All India Council for Technical Education. At that time, I remember that we had started about 165 community colleges at that point in time, to which we were providing financial assistance. We had also launched a scheme in 2014-15 known as Koshal Kendras. These Kendras were tasked to provide for vertical mobility from short-term certificate courses to full-fledged degree programs. UGC has now, I think, identified several institutions for registration of skill hubs in universities and colleges under the Pradhan Mantri Koshal Vikas Yojana, which is implemented jointly by the Ministry of Skill Development and Ministry of Education. Let me now also share with you some models which are globally recognized. For instance, I talked to you about the German model. Germany's education system places a strong emphasis on vocational training and skill development, with a focus on providing students with practical hands-on training alongside academic knowledge. And Germany follows a dual education system which combines theoretical learning with practical training in a company. The dual system of Germany covers a wide range of professions, from trades like carpentry, plumbing, technical fields like engineering and IT, service sector like healthcare and finance, etc. Similarly, I also had referred to the Australian system, which is the VET system of Australia. VET system of Australia is designed to equip individuals with practical skills equipped to a wide range of occupations like Germany, from trades and technical roles to leadership positions in diverse industries. The vocational education and training system in Australia is delivered through a combination of public and private registered training organizations. China similarly has also done exceedingly well. In China, while top tier universities continue to focus on academic excellence, there is a growing emphasis on vocational and technical education, which is why China has captured the entire global market actually. And the shift that they have made aims to meet the demand for skilled workers in all kinds of emerging industries and address issues related to the oversupply of graduates with academic degrees in non-technical fields. Vocational colleges in China are increasingly collaborating with industries to offer programs tailored to the needs of the labor market, often featuring internship opportunities and direct path to employment. In United States of America, we have the tradition of the community colleges. These colleges are also known as junior colleges, and they offer 2-year program. They award associate degree, and these community colleges in the US, they offer accessible, affordable, and flexible educational opportunities to a diverse population of students. They also offer transfer programs which allows students to complete general educational requirements and then transfer to a 4-year university degrees actually. US community colleges are known for affordability. I think we need to learn from that. For open admission policy, they do not turn down anyone's admission. Most of the students are accepted. I mean, they only need to have a high school diploma or equivalent certificate, which means that 12 years school education they should have. And many programs in these community colleges are tailored to meet the local labor market needs. They support for non-traditional students. Many serve part-time students, adult learners. So community colleges in the US play a key role in expanding educational access and equity, providing pathways for upward mobility, and strengthening local economies and communities. These are the quality of the, the community colleges in the US. Many colleges are forming partnership with business and industries to design curricula that directly align with the job market needs. Now, after talking about all this, the question arises, what is the way forward? What we need to do? How can we make it a success story now? As we have got yet another opportunity because of the new National Education Policy 2020. You all will agree that success of any program as a part of education is largely dependent upon the feeder cadre. The feeder cadre is the school. So if the foundation of vocational education at the school level continues to be poor, it will have its effect on the success of the program at the higher education level. So first of all, what we need to do is that we need to strengthen the foundation of the vocational program at the school level. The second one is, as I said, about the status perception, which has remained very weak in the minds of the parents and the students and the community. So if students are not provided proper counseling, they may not be able to make informed choices as to which direction they should choose for their career. And therefore, what we need to do is that we need to set up the counseling centers which can direct the students on the basis of their interest and aptitude and abilities. The third thing is, I talked about the handling of these programs by the regular teachers without any specific orientation. So if programs are to be handled by the existing teachers, they would require proper training through specialized institutions or industry sites. The another thing that we need to set up is, if our institutions remain disconnected with the social and physical conditions where they exist, they will not be able to overcome the issue of mismatch of demand and supply. Some of the programs which can be conveniently offered in the northeastern region of our country may not be as conveniently offered in the coastal regions, and vice versa. And therefore, we need to realize that, and we need to address that issue. The another thing is that if the rigidity of the programs in terms of duration of courses, timings, place, and choice of subjects continues, it will not popularize the vocational programs in the country. And therefore, we need to come up with flexible learning pathways insofar as the vocational programs are concerned. The another thing which is to be addressed through the National Skill Qualification Framework and National Credit Framework about the issue of establishing bridge between general and vocational courses. If we are not able to establish bridge between general and vocational education through transfer of credits, we will not be able to make it a success story. And another thing, if the credibility and also acceptability of vocational programs with the market continues to be poor, it will not enhance the prospects of employability. The another thing, I have laid greater emphasis on national occupational standards and qualification packs laid down by the sector skill councils. So if the curriculum of the programs are not aligned with the national occupational standards and qualification packs, they will lose the comparability that is required internationally. So the another thing is that if institutions do not follow credit-based assessment and evaluation system for certification, we would not be able to ensure seamless movement from general education to vocational education and vice versa. It is therefore very important for us to establish linkages between educational institutions and industry or NGOs to promote skill-based education through measures like model career centers, placement cells, by creating the positions of the adjunct faculty wherein we can bring in professionals from the industry to the colleges and the universities, for which we shall have to lay down separate set of qualifications, because they may not be having the kind of qualifications which we have prescribed for the regular teachers through the University Grants Commission. And we shall have to put people on our academic councils and executive councils from the industry and NGOs, so that we know what are their requirements and so that they also know what is happening on our campuses. This is one of the serious problems with us, that our institutions are not fully aware of the requirements of the industry and the job market, and the industry is not fully aware of the kind of skills and knowledge that we are imparting. So we need to have symbiotic relationship between the two. Although we now have a determined approach to provide skilled youth to contribute to their own career and country's socio-economic development, some of the initiatives require a greater focus. And therefore, I would like to share with you, I would conclude by highlighting some of the specific concerns. The first is about the context specificity of the vocational programs. See, what do we mean by that? What should be the entry-level qualifications for an undergraduate program? And what should be the ingredients of an undergraduate programs? The entry-level qualification has to be +2 for any undergraduate program. That is one context which we shall have to ensure. The another one is that the length of the program that we are going to offer, if it is a full-fledged degree program, then it has to be a 4-year program. If it is a certificate program, it could be of 1-year duration. Diploma program, it could be of 2-year duration. Regular bachelor's degree of 3-year duration, or the honors degree or research degree with research 4-year duration. And therefore, these two things we shall have to ensure. We should not take it lightly. I'll reiterate it once again. The entry-level qualification has to be +2, and the length of the program has to commensurate with the certificate, diploma, or degree that we are going to award. So there is a need to identify context-specific vocational programs. This is a very specific concern. The second one is that there is also a need to specify the requirements of infrastructure in relation to the vocational programs in terms of facilities for workshops, labs, and hands-on experience in an industry or related institution. And therefore, what we need to do is that we need to prepare a list of the trades. When I was with the University Grants Commission, we had identified as many as 83 trades. You can find out from the UGC how many trades are identified today, and for how many trades the sector skill councils have already laid down the national occupational standards and qualification packs if you are interested in offering some vocational program in your institution. Try to collect that information. The second thing is that so the first list you prepare, identify the trade which you can handle in the present position, for which you would not require any additional facility in your institution. Look into that list of trades and look into the requirements in terms of national occupational standards and qualification packs, and you can start that program straight away. That will help you increase the number of programs that you are offering in your campus. That could be one list. You can prepare another list wherein you can identify trades for which you might require some additional infrastructure, either in terms of some lab or in terms of some workshop. So by creating some additional facility right on the campus, you can take care of both the educational component and the training component. You can prepare third list of the trades which you can handle in collaboration either with the industry or in collaboration with some NGO. Meaning thereby that you will take care of the educational component right on the campus, and for training you will send your students either with to the industry or to an NGO where they will gain hands-on experience, and that experience would be certified by those agencies. So you can prepare these three lists if you are interested to offer a vocational program in your institution. And this is how you can contribute in translating the intent of the national education policy into reality. Remember that the curriculum of the program may be visualized in such a manner that it has 4 distinct parts, namely life skills, work skills, internship, and preparation of employment. and and these are the issues which call for strengthening of the existing vocational programs and introduction of a more relevant program besides their expansion throughout the length and breadth of the country. Vocational education at different stages of education, as we have envisaged in the national education policy, is the need of the hour in the context of problems of employment and underemployment in our country. The issues such as these, you will all agree with me, can be addressed at a faster pace if both the departments of the ministry, the Ministry of Education and Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, work in close collaboration. And therefore, I would like to close by saying that the bottom line is that the key ingredients for harnessing the demographic dividends depend upon designing and offering context-specific programs and creating awareness about their utility and employment prospects through resource centers at districts level, sub-district level, block level, and panchayat level. Only then we would be able to give vocational orientation to education. Only then we would be able to overcome the earlier um, shortcomings, I would like to say. So this is what Professor Narinder Jeet ji, I wanted to share with the participants insofar as the vocational orientation is concerned. I have shared with you now the earlier initiatives, shortcomings of the traditional Indian way of human resource development, and I have shared with you the various national level organizations created by the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. I have reflected in brief about the two important documents. One is the National Skill Qualification Framework, another one is the National Credit Framework, and the role which the sector skill councils are going to play. So this is a wonderful opportunity for you to choose one or two or three trades depending upon the capacity of your institution, and can help in translating the intent of the policy into reality by way of adding some programs in your respective institutions. I'll stop at this, and Professor Chandan and Professor Narendrajit,
Yes,
I
sir.
would like
Yes, sir.
I would like to take the questions from the participants if they have any.
Yes, sir. So, dear participants, if you have any questions, you can interact with sir.
Yeah.
Or you can raise your hands, unmute yourself,
Yes,
or
sir.
write in the Zoom chat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sir, I want to ask one question.
Please, please.
Uh, uh, Today, if you look at most of the, because I'm in business school, I talk with reference to business school.
Right.
Most of the faculty have just studied and then they have become teachers.
Yes.
And how will they impart skill-based education?
That has been, sir, that has been one of the reasons of failure of this program. I have highlighted that they can do it only when they are given a specific orientation by way of sending them either to the industry site or by way of attaching them for certain period of time to gain that experience. Only then they can do it. The another way is the another way is that while you and I can handle the educational aspect of it, the hands-on training could be provided to the students at the industry site, or we can hire the services of the adjunct faculty we can have the adjunct faculty by bringing, by bringing such professionals from the industry or from the NGOs for a shorter period of time. And I have specifically mentioned that we need to lay down separate qualifications for the adjunct faculty. They don't, they can't match with your qualifications. So you will have to have separate set of qualifications for the adjunct faculty because their role would be different than ours. So we shall have to undertake different initiatives for the purposes of handling the because this has been one of the serious handicaps. All through we have been thinking that the regular teachers would be able to handle these vocational programs, which is far from the reality.
Sir, when we work in industry, I worked in industry for almost 30 years. Now I've come to teaching.
Yeah.
The kind of exposure you get when you work as an employee is completely different from when you go
Right.
for a tourism, industrial tourism, they call it. Just go
Yes.
for a couple of weeks. You don't really learn the holistic aspect of experience.
Yeah.
And maybe one solution is when recruiting, especially management kind of application oriented subjects, you need to put industry experience as one of the important criteria. And you should
Certainly.
not recruit teachers without industry experience.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more with you, certainly. And you have cited the example of such a trade that there, the other skills are also of paramount significance. In tourism, for instance, the behavioral skills, the social skills, actually. So we shall have to have a combination of all those kinds of skills, the communication ability, attention to details. So, which is why I have underlined the significance of those skills as well. I talked about the professional skills and in professional and the soft skills. So they are also equally important. I totally agree with you. But the via media could be through the adjunct faculty. See,
That's
because
definitely right, sir. Now UGC
yeah,
has introduced a professor of practice,
a professor of
which is,
practice. Yeah.
which is very relevant. But my point is, we should have different recruitment criteria for different disciplines, especially when you apply science-based criteria to management. It
Yeah.
doesn't suit.
It doesn't work. Yes,
For
it doesn't work.
example, I'm a mechanical engineer with PhD in mechanical engineering from IIT Kharagpur with 30 years industrial experience. I'm not eligible to apply for Central University of Hyderabad because they say you need to have a degree in MBA and you need to have done PhD in management department.
Oh, I see. Uh-huh.
Which is so stupid. Go to any best business school in the world, they take
Yeah.
all kinds of people. They take a psychologist, they take a mathematician, they take
Certainly.
an
Certainly.
engineer. But
No.
our university rules are based on science departments. But for management department, they do not apply at all.
Some of the leading business schools of the world, they will not admit us as students unless we have 2 years professional experience. I think you are muted.
Oh. Yeah, I'm not muted, sir. You're not able to.
Hello. Okay, now
Sir,
I can
you are
hear you.
audible. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I can hear. Yeah, you are very right actually. This straight jacketed fit for all model. It doesn't work. We need to have that kind of flexibility in the recruitment, and we need to have flexibility. With the individual institutions. What kind of people do you want? There was a judgment of the Supreme Court of the United States of America in early 50s. They said what to teach, how to teach, and who to teach, and who would teach. That is entirely the responsibility of the individual institution of higher learning. These are the. Any other questions, please?
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Any
If
question
any-
from the participant?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah, please. Anyone else?
Faculty from the
Anyone-
Department of Biotechnology.
Yeah.
And this being a vocational course, we still are struggling that the kind of equipments and instruments we require, that requires a lot of money to invest on these courses.
Mhm.
And with the limited amount that we get, the amount that exposure we can give it to the students, we're not able to, because many of the equipments is like not possible to get it at the level of undergraduate. So even if it's a vocational based course, still without the help of government for such courses, it will be very difficult to come down to very mofussil areas to get these skills to these students. And I think along with skills and everything, we even need the help to get it down to the very root level also.
Yes.
Without the help from that side, it would be very difficult for these areas to, get a good amount of skill at par with the requirement of the society. We
Correct.
are not able to deliver that. Even that is one of the big challenge we are facing.
It is one of the challenges, undoubtedly, and which is why in 2013, when we launched these programs, and as I shared with you, that we had identified as many as 83 trades, and we invited the colleges and universities to apply for those programs, and we were providing financial assistance to the universities and colleges. You can still find out from these national level resource institutions whether they are still continuing with that, and if they are providing financial assistance, you must apply for that. You certainly require additional money because you
sir.
have to create additional facilities for providing hands-on experience and for coming up with certain typical kind of infrastructure, without which you will not be able to make sure that our programs match with the programs which are offered at the global level. The very purpose of ensuring comparability at the international level, I mean, is very, very important. I agree with you. So try to find out where from you can access, whether you can access some financial assistance from the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship.
Right,
Get
sir.
in touch.
Thank you.
Get in touch with the National Council for Vocational Education and Training, NCVET, which is mandated to popularize these programs. And apart from that, you can also find it out either from the University Grants Commission or from the All India Council for Technical Education, because they have also launched certain initiatives. So what kind of financial assistance you can seek for the expansion of that kind of facilities in your institution?
Right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
yeah. You're welcome.
Over to Dr. Chandan for vote of thanks.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Kaur ma'am, and thank you so much, Ved Prakash sir, and thank you everyone. And sir, when you giving me a valuable knowledge, it's very useful for us. And really, I have a no word, sir. And this one is a very good session. And thank you so much once again, sir. Thank you so much. If your permission, so we of the session, ma'am.
Yes, sir. And before that, thank you so much, sir, for your very valuable and insightful session, sir. It is
Thank you.
always a pleasure to listen to your session, sir. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
thank you,
Thank you.
Professor Narendra.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you very much. Good night.
Thank
Good
you.
night to all
Good
of you.
night,
Good
sir.
night.
Good night, sir. Good night.
See you once again tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
bye-bye.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, Dr. Chandan. And thank you,
Okay,
dear
madam.
participants. So we will meet again tomorrow at 5. So have a good time ahead and a good dinner and a good sleep. Thank you. Thank you, Dr.
Okay.
Chandan. Thank you.
Okay, good night.
So you can end the meeting. Who is there on the technical side? Ankit or Anju? Please, you can end the meeting.